Are you looking for a better way to play player props or daily fantasy sports? Well, look no further than Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the leading over-under daily fantasy game. Why? Because it's so easy to use and win. You can make your picks in under 30 seconds and win up to 10 times your money in one day. Right now, we have a special offer for our viewers and listeners of the NBA Exchange. All you got to do is sign up now and use the promo code NBAEX. Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Yep, that's right. They'll match your first deposit up to $100. So, join the over 150,000 others who found a better way to play and download the Prize Picks app today. Welcome back to the NBA Exchange. It's been a busy offseason that is still going. We are weeks away from the start of training camp before the 2022-2023 season. So we're back, and what we're going to do heading up to training camp is we're going to do a series of videos on NBA over-under for regular season wins for the 2022-2023 season. We're going to start off with the Boston Celtics. Boston Celtics, they are an interesting team. They are at 55.5 wins. That is the consensus average odds from major sports books. And look, the Boston Celtics had a fantastic year last year. They are the defending Eastern Conference champion, finished last year with a record of 51-31, lost in the NBA Finals to the Golden State Warriors. Now, the Celtics made some additions this offseason that I really like. One of those came via trade. They acquired point guard Malcolm Brogdon from Indiana. They also signed forward Danilo Gallinari to a 2-year, $13.2 million deal. Now, the losses on this team, they were meh. Daniel Tice, Aaron Nesmith, and Nick Stauskas, they went to the Pacers in the Brogdon deal. And I don't think C's fans are going to be missing those players too much because they got a major upgrade at point guard. And that's what really matters here in this offseason for the Celtics. They should get better minutes on the ball this season with Brogdon. That's no shade to the reigning defensive player of the year, Marcus Smart. Smart, he's a solid point guard, but he had limitations as a playmaker. Brogdon, he actually excels as a playmaker in comparison to Marcus Smart. And he also is able to score, so he's going to give them some of that offensive punch. Boston had a lot of issues with scoring at times. We even saw that during the playoffs. Should be very interesting. As far as Danilo Gallinari goes, he's going to help their offense too. Look, he's not a plus defender, but he's going to help in terms of spacing. He's going to be some offensive off the bench, something the C's absolutely needed, and I think he's going to be able to help them. But what this comes down to for me with the Celtics in terms of this over-under is how motivated are they going to be in terms of going for it and taking the regular season seriously? Do they want that number one seed? It's going to be really interesting to see what they're going to do. I think the C's will be on a mission to prove that their strong play from February into late last season, going into the playoffs, was no fluke. I think they're going to be motivated to get that number one seed. The key for me is, can key players like Robert Williams, Jason Tatum, and Jaylen Brown stay healthy? Health is always a factor when it comes to these things in terms of over-unders. And also how head coach Ime Udoka manages and rests his vets are a factor here. The C's, they've definitely got talent on both sides of the ball to be the best team in the East. And while 55.5 is the highest number out of any team in the league, here's what it comes down for me. I like them to be motivated. I think they'll be focused. I think they have a lot to prove. I think they'll want to go for that number one seed, and they've got all the talent. Also, a fantastic defensive team, best defensive team in the league last year. Adjusted defensive rating, they were number one at the end of the season. They've got guys who can switch 1 through 5, fantastic defensive team. And that's why I like them to rack up a lot of regular season wins. 55.5 is high, but I can see this team winning between 57 to 59 games on the season. So when it comes down for it for me, I'm banging the over on the Celtics. What do you guys think? I'm taking the over 55.5. Would you take the over? Would you take the under? Let us know what you think in the comments below. That's it for this edition of the NBA Exchange. Until next time, y'all. Peace.